let's talk about one of the most powerful and honestly most overlooked tools in all of project management. It's this simple idea of learning from what we do so that every single project we run is smarter, smoother, and more successful than the one before it.
You know the feeling, right? That little sense of déjà vu that hits you mid-project when some problem pops up and you think, hang on, didn't we deal with this exact same thing like 6 months ago? Yeah, if that sounds familiar, you're definitely in the right place.
Believe it or not, this has a name. It's called Project Amnesia, and it's not some personal failing. It's this weird habit organizations get into. We're always in such a rush to close one project and sprint to the next one that we just forget. We leave this absolute goldmine of experience and hard-won lessons just sitting there, completely ignored.
So here's our game plan to fix that. First, we're going to dig into why this project amnesia is such a big deal. Then we'll define what a real learning from experience process looks like. After that, we get practical, how to run a review, how to figure out which lessons actually matter, and this is the most important part, how to actually put those lessons to work. Okay, first things first, let's really understand the stakes here. This isn't just about feeling frustrated or doing the same work twice. Forgetting has a real, tangible, and often very high cost. And I mean, look at this list. This is the stuff that keeps project managers up at night. We're talking delayed payments, ballooning overheads, and needing people for longer than we planned. Even worse, it can really hurt our relationships with clients, lead to penalties, and ultimately make it harder to get the next job. This stuff is serious business.
All right, so that's the problem, and it's a big one. But the great news is there's a specific professional way to fight back against it. It's called learning from experience, or LFE for short.
And this isn't some new trendy idea. It's literally a core principle in major project management frameworks like Prince2R. And notice the key phrase here, throughout the project lifecycle. This isn't something you just tack on at the very end. It's a continuous process.
So what exactly is LFE? Well, think of it as a formal system. The two magic words are structured and cyclical. It's structured because it's not just a casual chat, it's a deliberate process. And it's cyclical because you keep doing it. It's all about capturing what happened, figuring out why it happened, and then applying that knowledge so you can amplify your wins and stop making the same costly mistakes. And this cycle really breaks it down. You start simple. Just describe what happened, no judgment. Then you get into evaluating it. What was good, what was bad? Then comes the analysis, trying to make sense of it all. But all of this, it all leads to step 6, the action plan. That's the whole point. What are we actually going to do differently next time this situation comes up? Okay, so we've got the theory down. We know what it is and why it matters. Now let's get our hands dirty and talk about how you actually do this. How do you run one of these LFE reviews? The heart of the whole thing is a facilitated meeting, and that word, facilitated, is so important. You really want someone guiding the conversation who can keep it constructive and forward-looking. The goal is to learn for the future, not to point fingers about the past. Now, this right here is absolutely critical. Look at the difference. The bad example, the team worked well together. I mean, that's nice, but what do you do with that? It's totally unactionable. But the good example, person X saw a problem with Y, and then they actually came up with a design solution for the team. Now that is a specific, reusable behavior you can actually learn from and encourage in the future. Specificity is everything. The session itself follows a really logical path. You start wide, just brainstorming everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. Then you start to cluster those individual thoughts into bigger themes. After that, the team works together to prioritize which themes are the most important. From there, you dig deep to find the root cause, and it all ends with that essential, concrete action plan. So you've had a great session, and now you've got this long list of potential lessons and ideas. But here's the reality. You can't do everything at once. You have to focus. You have to figure out which of these lessons are going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. And here's a super helpful checklist for doing just that. For every lesson, you can ask these questions. What's the real impact? How much time or money could this actually save? How hard is it to do? Can other teams use this lesson too? And of course, the bottom line question, is the benefit we get worth the effort it takes to make the change? This framework is how you turn a messy list into a powerful, focused plan. All right, we've made it to the final and without a doubt, the most important step. Because capturing lessons is one thing, but if nothing actually changes, it was all a waste of time. So how do we make this learning stick? This is truly where the rubber meets the road. The final product of an LFE review should never be a report that just gets filed away to gather digital dust. The output has to be action. It has to be a change to a process, an update to a checklist, or an improvement to your training materials. It has to be something real and tangible.
And finally, you can't let this valuable learning get stuck in a silo with just one team. You need a plan to share it. These insights have to be communicated across the organization, embedded into your shared resources, and made easy for the next project team to find. That's how the whole organization gets smarter, not just one team.
So I'll leave you with a challenge. Just for a second, think back to the last project you finished. What is the one thing, just one, that you learned? The one success you could repeat or the one mistake you could avoid that would make a huge difference for your very next project? That right there, that's the beginning of learning from experience.